My name is Karen Rupp, and I work at the Utah State Board of Education in the School Children's Trust section. We hope this PowerPoint presentation will provide you with information on the School Land Trust program. First, some background. If you look at a map of the state of Utah, you will see little blue squares. At statehood, Utah was granted 4 1-square-mile sections in each 36-square-mile township to support public education. These lands are managed by the School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration, also known as SITLA, to generate money for public schools. There are several ways funds are generated from the lands. The land makes money from mining and oil and gas extraction. Surface leases can be for agriculture, telecommunications, and solar power. And the land is often developed residentially or commercially. All of the money made off the lands less expenses for SITLA, SITFO, and School Children's Trust goes into the Permanent State School Fund. The good thing is all of these entities are funded from trust dollars and not tax dollars. Only the earnings are distributed to the schools, which funds the School Land Trust program. The fund today is over $2.4 billion and will continue to grow. These funds are for students today as well as students in the future. The first distribution in 2001 was $4.95 million. In FY 2020, the distribution is $82.66 million. Next year, the distribution is $88.83 million. What does this mean for charter schools? All charter schools receive at least the base regardless of their size. The base this year was $39,290. The remainder is distributed on a per-pupil basis. If you are a new school, you will receive a distribution the first year based on projected numbers. However, the second year, there will be an adjustment consistent with actual first-year enrollment. How do we get started? One of the first items of business for the governing board is to determine who will serve as the Trust Land Council. It is imperative that the council is put in place as soon as possible. If the governing board has a 2-parent or grandparent majority, then they may choose to serve as the Charter Trust Land Council. All members of the governing board must serve. However, if the governing board does not meet the criteria or chooses not to serve, they are responsible to create a procedure for an election of a council, which would include 2 more parents or grandparents of students who attend the school than anyone else. They will need to determine the size of the council and when the election will be held. Also, the principal is not required to serve on the council. The governing board is required to follow the Open and Public Meetings Act if they are serving as the Trust Land Council. They are also required to provide training to the council. If the board does not meet the requirements, then the council is subject to the School Community Council Open and Public Meetings requirements in 53G-7-1203. Please note that these meetings are open to the public and at no time should there be a closed meeting held. Notice of the meetings must be given. Please make sure an agenda is prepared and followed with specific topics to be addressed. If you are going to vote on an item, please ensure that it is listed on the agenda as an action item. Remember, minutes of council meetings must be retained for 3 years. The council needs to create and adopt the rules of order and procedure. There is a template on the School Land Trust website that you can use as a guide. Councils have specific responsibilities outlined in the law. Councils are required to review school-wide assessment data and identify critical academic needs. Principals must consult with the council when creating or revising the teacher and student success plan. The School Land Trust Plan uses the School Land Trust Program distribution to address the greatest academic needs of students as identified in the data review and the TSSP. Councils also have a responsibility to address digital citizenship and school safety principles. The Council is required to prepare a School Land Trust Plan once a year. To ensure the funds are used for their critical academic needs, a data review is required. When reviewing the data, it will become clear to the Council where the funds are needed to make the difference for students. Principals are required to consult with the Trust Land Council while preparing the teacher and student plan. The School Land Trust Plan should support a component of the teacher and student success plan. Since you have reviewed your data, you are ready to write your goals. Make sure they are specific, measurable, attainable, and student-centered. Please make sure that all expenditures are appropriate. A school may not use School Land Trust Program funds for the following: to cover the fixed costs of doing business, such as intercom, phones, servers, bells, desk and chairs, firewall, furniture, etc. For construction, maintenance, facilities, overhead, security, or athletics. To pay for non-academic in-school, co-curricular, or extracurricular activities. If you are going to use funds for behavioral interventions, it must be a part of an academic goal. Behavior cannot be a stand-alone goal. Character education leadership is limited to $7,000 and also must be part of an academic goal. Please remember, rewards incentives are still limited to $2 per incentivized student per school year. If you have questions, please refer to State Board Rule R277-477 on the schoollandtrust.org website. The legislature has assigned councils responsibilities for school safety and digital citizenship. Digital Responsibility is a state-sponsored vendor on online safety. You will find additional resources for digital citizenship on the School Land Trust website. School safety is a new assignment from the legislature. The administration should provide the council with school safety information. Consider how parent and council involvement could improve a process or an activity. Be sure and include the principal in these discussions. Please note that some safety protocols are best saved for closed sessions of the governing board. One of the best things about the plan is it can be amended. We want the plan to work for your students. We would encourage you to review it throughout the year and work with your business administrator to ensure the funds are being spent. If there are additional funds, or if the plan needs to be adjusted, this will provide an opportunity to make a change. Another responsibility of councils is to make sure that certain items are listed on your school website if you are using a Trust Land Council. Notice of meetings 1 week prior to the meeting include the time, place, agenda, and draft minutes of the prior meeting. Before October 20th each year, also provide to parents without internet access a list of council members with their email address and/or phone number, the council meeting schedule for the year, and this can be changed if it is noticed, and a summary of the prior year's school land trust plan implementation and expenditures. Also, the rules of order and procedure adopted by the council. There are 2 times a year that principals will need to make reports on the School Land Trust website. By October 1st, the business administrator enters expenditures for the prior year. By October 20th, the council membership form needs to be completed. It will display error messages to assure correct membership. The principal assurance form assures that the council is seated according to the law. And finally, the final report on prior year's plan implementation needs to be completed. This includes the narrative and financial report of the prior year. In the spring, the following needs to happen. The progress report, which is one number. This is an estimate of the total amount of funds the school has spent or will spend in the current year. The school plan, the goals and expenditures. This will become the plan that will be implemented the following school year. And finally, the signature form. This indicates the council members were involved in preparing and implementing the school plans. Councils may choose to use a signed paper copy or use digital signatures initiated from the website. This is the School Land Trust website. Please note that there are training materials available that do not require a login. Click on Parents and Councils. There is one that has Charter Trust Land Councils with a lot of information available for you. We are here to assist you. Please feel free to contact the School Children's Trust section. We know you make the difference.